and broadcasting live. You're watching News 6 at noon.
Now on News 6 at noon, we are digging into an investigation after a man died after a dryer fell onto him at an Orange County hotel. But first, we have breaking news on the case against people charged for chalking a crosswalk by the former Pulse nightclub. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Julie Broughton. Charges dropped. The state attorney's office will not prosecute the 6 people arrested last year for covering the crosswalk outside Pulse with chalk. Your Orange County community correspondent, your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, has covered this story extensively and joins us now outside the crosswalk. And Mike, it appears that at least for now, maybe the saga is over.
Yeah, Julie, good afternoon. Those are 2 key words there for now, because this doesn't mean that people will not be arrested for covering the crosswalk in chalk. It just means there is a strong likelihood from here on out they will not be prosecuted for doing so. In this case, Orange Osceola State Attorney Monique Worrell's office determined that these 6 individuals did not commit criminal mischief under the defacing a traffic control device statute. She said the evidence did not even come close to showing they did anything illegal. You'll remember last year, FDOT removed the previously approved rainbow colors from the crosswalk outside Pulse, which were put there to honor the 49 lives lost in the massacre here. That sparked a furious backlash, FDOT's decision to remove the colors. People started covering the crosswalk with chalk to protest the move, and that kicked off a months-long fight. FDOT would come back periodically, clear the chalk, and then people would continue to chalk the crosswalk. Florida Highway Patrol troopers would, in these 6 cases, make arrests. Worrell stopped short of making a judgment call on FHP's actions, and we wanted to know, what does this mean for chalking in the future? One of the defendants is watching this right now, and he said it's time to paint it back. So if these 6 individuals and more are listening to this and they believe that it's now okay or permissible to chalk the crosswalk, what would your advice be to them?
So I am not in the habit of providing legal advice because as an attorney, I cannot represent any individual member of the public. However, the decisions here are in regards to these specific cases with these specific facts. It doesn't mean that it's open season to go out and use chalk however you feel like doing it.
Personally, our little group, we're not going to stop. We've been at it for 246 days, and there's no, until they come back and paint it, we're not going to stop chalking.
So that person you just heard from is James Houchins. He's one of the 6 defendants who learned today their charges will be dropped. He's actually sitting right behind me just a few feet away. He's here pretty much every day, as you heard him say, 246 days of chalking. He said he's not going to stop. In fact, you can see the chalk laid out here, so it seems like they have intentions to keep chalking. Now, speaking of those intentions, we asked FHP, did they intend to make more arrests? They used to be stationed out here pretty much every day. We haven't seen them in some time. As soon as we hear back from FHP, we will let you know. For now, we're live outside the Pulse Crosswalk. I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, News 6.
Mike, thank you. New at noon, the principal of Harborview Elementary in Marion County was hit by a car yesterday morning at the school in Summerfield. News 6's Amy Russo is working to learn more after a viewer reached out to her.
I'm News 6's Amy Russo. Right now we are heading to Marion County, where we just got a tip that the principal at Harborview was hit by a car on Thursday morning during car line procedures. Now, we did also get that confirmed by the Marion County Public Schools, who do tell us that that principal was taken to the hospital. However, she is doing just fine, only minor injuries. And this sparked some questions from us here at News 6. Is this a job duty that the principal typically performs? Is this something that she is required to do? We are told that the principal was assisting in car line as she does every day and has done for a while now. Now, my next question is going to be, is that because there aren't enough people assisting? That's why we're heading to Marion County right now to talk to the school district and also bring the concerns of parents to the school district as well. Parents have talked to us saying they're concerned about their students' safety and they want the best for the students and the staff over at Marion County Public Schools. So we'll be sure to keep you updated on what we find out on clickorlando.com.
Amy, thank you. New at noon in Marion County, deputies believe there could be more victims after they arrested a former school employee accused of possessing child porn. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says it received a tip that a Google user uploaded a child sex abuse material. Investigators then found out Philip Duncan was that user and that he had dozens of similar items on his account. Detectives say Duncan was an employee at Oak Crest Elementary in Ocala, and they believe he could have victimized a child. Duncan is facing 20 counts of possession of child porn and is being held on no bond. We reached out to Marion County Public Schools. A spokesperson says he was hired at Oak Crest Elementary March 9th and only worked there for about a month. He passed background and fingerprint checks. He is no longer employed by the school district. Again, the Marion County Sheriff's Office believes there could be more victims. If you have any information, you are asked to contact them using that number you see there on your screen. New at noon, OSHA says it is investigating the death of a hotel worker after they were pinned under a dryer. They now have 6 months to complete their findings. This all happened late last night at the Hilton Orlando Hotel when officials responded to that deadly scene. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez has more this afternoon on what we're learning about the victim.
The employee, a man in his 30s, was pronounced dead here at the Hilton Orlando after first responders arrived to the scene after they got a call about an industrial accident. The Orange County Sheriff's Office telling us it was around 9 o'clock Thursday night when they responded to the Hilton Orlando. Inside the hotel, they found that man, a Hilton Orlando employee, underneath an industrial-sized dryer, and they pronounced him dead on scene. We're still waiting to learn who that man was and how that dryer ended up on top of him. We don't know which brand of dryer this was, but typically heavy-duty industrial tumble dryers can weigh anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 pounds, and even the smaller ones can range from 500 to 1,000 pounds. We have reached out to Hilton about this, and we're waiting to hear back from them. Meanwhile, the Orange County Sheriff's Office is continuing its investigation into his death. Once we have more details, we'll bring them to you on air and over at clickorlando.com. Reporting in Orlando, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Developing now in Apopka, we're learning more details about a shooting that sent a man to the hospital. The shooting happened yesterday morning at a home on East 13th Street near Apopka Road. Deputies say a woman contacted them saying her son, Keith Simmons, shot her boyfriend. Investigators say when they got to the scene, they found a man in his 50s shot. First responders took him to the hospital where he is in critical condition. Deputies interviewed the mother who said her son, Simmons, got into a verbal confrontation with her boyfriend. That's when she heard shots fired. Simmons is charged with attempted first-degree murder with a firearm and is being held on no bond. A stretch of eastbound State Road 436 in Seminole County is back open after a crash sent a person to the hospital. This all happened this morning before 6 o'clock on State Road 436 near Westmont Drive in Altamont Springs. That's near the Chick-fil-A west of I-4. Altamont Springs police say a pedestrian was taken to the hospital, but we are still waiting to hear about their condition. And we're also waiting to learn about what led to the crash, and we will update you when we know more. A house fire in Seminole County sends multiple people, including children, to the hospital. It happened early this morning at a home on East Osceola Road. That's near Geneva. Seminole County officials say the fire started in the kitchen. Everyone is expected to be okay, but the 5 people were taken to the hospital out of an abundance of caution.
Being out here in Geneva, there are some very unique properties out here. One of the things we always contend with is long setbacks, long driveways. So there was a few more layers to this one than we have on a normal house fire. But the on-scene crews did an outstanding job.
Officials also say a lot of animals lived at the house, including dogs, cats, turkeys, and chickens. Some of these animals are not accounted for right now. The Red Cross has been called in to help. Leesburg is gearing up for what city leaders call their Super Bowl weekend. Crews have been busy all week transforming downtown for the 29th annual Leesburg Bikefest. The event is expected to draw more than 100,000 people and pump tens of millions of dollars into the local economy. But after years of financial struggles tied to the festival, the city is making some big changes behind the scenes. News 6's Mark Lehman is in Leesburg showing us what's new this year and why officials say Bikefest has to go off without a hitch.
Organizers say the 3 days of Leesburg Bikefest brings in around $40 million to local businesses. Many of them are lining the streets here along Main Street. And with this being such an important event, leaders knew they had to act after learning last year's festival lost about $70,000.
All week, vendors and workers have been setting the stage for Leesburg's biggest turnout of the year. How excited are you for this event to be happening this weekend?
I am thrilled. We work very hard on putting this together all year.
Special events manager Maggie Leiden is leading the way as the 29th annual Leesburg Bikefest roars into downtown. More than 100,000 are expected to fill the streets. Now, for the city of Leesburg, it's critically important Bikefest goes off without a hitch. While these streets are blocked off for this event, it generates tens of millions for the area each year.
Hotels, bars, restaurants, everything is packed out.
But even with the popularity, recent years of the festival resulted in the city losing more than $100,000 in money left over from a previous partnership.
The way it was being done before, it wasn't going to be something that we could sustain.
It's why for this year, commissioners decided to shift to an outside company for alcohol sales.
We feel like that was a really good choice to make the event more sustainable so we can continue to grow it and continue to do it in the future.
The change giving the city one less thing to worry about as leaders eye a successful weekend.
It's our Super Bowl, so very important.
The city is expected to gauge the success of the festival later this year. Bikefest is a family-friendly event, is free, open to the public, and runs until Sunday. For now, reporting in Leesburg, Mark Lehman, News 6.
From wine tastings, Earth Day celebrations, and even a pickle fest, there's a lot happening in Central Florida this weekend. After the break, meteorologist Michelle Morgan will share with you 6 things to do. A lot going on, Michelle.
Oh, there's a lot, and the weather looks like it will be pretty good across the region. It will be toasty, though, in the upper 80s both Saturday and Sunday with some showers and thunderstorms across the area. But we are going to really heat things up as we head into next week. I'll show you how hot it gets coming up.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
get ready to sip, swirl, and explore, and so much more. I'm meteorologist Michelle Morgan with your 6 things to do, and I'm here at the Orlando Science Center where science and wine come together this Saturday, benefiting the Orlando Science Center. I spoke with Ann Russo, the owner of Russo Wine Company. More about it.
Most wine events, they can seem kind of like stuffy, but this one is very laid back, very approachable. Everyone's going to be asking questions. For me, even in my seminar, it's going to be a Q&A session. There is no dumb question. Wine is made to be enjoyed, and it's all about what's in your glass. So once again, it's going to be hundreds of wines, tons of good food.
It's a great event for a great cause, and tickets can be purchased online. Next up, mermaids, pirates, and seafood, oh my. This Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Marine Discovery Center. Dress up, enjoy great food, and get in for free. Craving pickles? Pickle Fest is Saturday at noon. Enjoy pickle ice cream, cocktails, live music, and vendors. Plus a pickle eating contest, mechanical bull riding, axe throwing, and so much more. Check out Central Florida Earth Day at Lake Eola Park on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6. Family-friendly fun with exhibits, activities, a photo booth, and it's a free event. Leesburg Bikefest is happening all weekend in downtown Leesburg. There will be live music, stunt shows, bike displays, and vendors. Another free event. Celebrate blueberry season at Mount Dora Blueberry Festival all weekend from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Donnelly Park. Enjoy fresh berries, live music, over 100 vendors, and family fun, also a free event. And if you have a fun event happening in your town next weekend, let me know. To submit your event, you can head over to clickorlando.com or in News 6 app, just tap Contact Us.
All right, time now is 12:17. A live look out from our Launch Credit Union camera. There's the Utopia of the Seas. Michelle is back. Michelle, so many good events to choose from this weekend. The Pickle Fest really caught my attention.
Yes, it caught mine too, Julie. I can't wait to try everything pickles. Pickle ice cream, pickle cocktails, pickle everything. So it's going to be a good day to head out to that festival. Also, so many others to check out. And of course, if you check any of those out, don't forget to pin it. We love to see your pictures. Taking you again outside, looking pretty nice out in Kissimmee Lakefront. Looking at a few clouds here and there. Daytona Beach, gorgeous. Looking at clear skies. And then Port Canaveral also looking very pretty as well. As we take a look at the water vapor imagery here, just tracking the dry air moving over the region. That's indicated by orange. That's in your mid and upper atmosphere. So that's going to keep our rain chances relatively low today. So only looking at between a 10 to 20% coverage for a few pop-up showers, all thanks to the colliding sea breezes. But I do want to show you your planning forecast for today. Going to keep those rain chances low. We're at 81 degrees around 1, 85 around 3, and that'll be our daytime high in Orlando. Staying in the middle 80s as we go through the rest of the afternoon hours. And if you do have any plans tonight, it is Friday night. We're looking good. We're at 79 degrees around 7 with a few clouds here and there. Now your forecast lows looking fantastic. It's going to be a pretty mild night for many of us. 64 in Daytona Beach, 68 in Cape Canaveral, 64 in Sanford, and 59 degrees in Ocala. Now let's go ahead and talk about the very warm temperatures that will be heading our way next week. The weekend looks fine. We'll be in the upper 80s, but we will be near record heat as we get closer to Thursday and Friday. My forecast high on Thursday is 94 degrees there with that record set back in 1971 of 95. And then heading into your Friday, looking at 93 degrees, and it could potentially get a little bit warmer than that as we get closer to Friday with that record set back in 1917 of 96 degrees. So your beach outlook, if you are planning on heading out to the beaches as we head into the weekend, temperatures will be in the upper 80s along our coastline. UV index will be relatively high, so don't forget the sunscreen because you can burn very easily out in the sun. Winds will be nice and light, so the rip current risk will be moderate, and looking at the surf between 2 to 3 feet, so enjoy. Clouds and rain forecast looking pretty good. A few isolated showers popping up as we go through the rest of the afternoon. As I mentioned, all sea breeze driven, a few clouds here and there. We're not looking at a washout situation. And then heading into the evening hours, clouds begin to clear on out. Depending on where you live, though, we could continue to see a few clouds here and there. But heading into your Saturday morning, featuring plenty of sunshine, we get the daytime heating going. The sea breezes also will get going. And then we'll see a few more showers. Can't rule out a few thunderstorms popping up as well as we head into the 6-7 o'clock hour. And then heading into your Saturday night, looking nice and quiet. Still tracking a few showers or a few fires, staying north out of our area, but it is bringing down the air quality, especially for parts of Marion County. So if you are sensitive to smoke, any particulates in the air, you could see we're under that moderate that's highlighted in yellow. You may want to stay inside, try to stay away from that stuff, but everything else is looking pretty good across the area. So here's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
As we go through today, we'll see a high of 85 degrees with a 20% chance for rain. Heading into the weekend, upper 80s, so it will be quite toasty. So make sure you're staying hydrated and bring the umbrella just in case. Rain chances aren't very high. Well, you could see a few showers here and there. Heading into your Monday, looking at 89 degrees, also going to keep rain chances around 30 to 40%. Then on Tuesday, we are in the 90s, so it is going to get rather hot, even hotter as we wrap up the work week in the middle 90s there, Julie.
All right, Michelle, thank you. A party supply company is making a comeback. Coming up, how Party City is going to continue to do business despite closing many of its stores. And coming up on Monday here on News 6.
Hundreds of drivers have been arrested, accused of violating Florida's new super speeder law. Coming up Monday on News 6 Mornings, you'll hear from one of those drivers. And I'll show you what happens after they're booked into a jail like this one.
Party City is finding new life despite declaring bankruptcy twice and closing most of its stores early last year. It says it's partnering with Staples. The two companies say Party City balloons, decorations, and more will appear in 700 Staples locations. The items also will be available on the Office Supply Chain's website. The company says customers getting print and marketing services for an event will be able to pick up the party goods at the same time. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Alrighty, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. If you missed it a few moments ago, the weekend forecast looking toasty, upper 80s, and then even hotter as we head into the upcoming work week, Julie.
All right, tracking the heat. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you for joining us at noon. Our next newscast is at 3. You can always check clickorlando.com. Have a great weekend.